2. Hello, once again. Welcome back to Thursday night here. And that quick. It'd go by quick when you're off. Well,
I was gonna say, speak for yourself.
yeah.
We're here. We made it. Almost.
We've made it.
All the way through.
And we are back here again tonight. House. Morgana. This little visual novel we've been going through. On stream 9. Yes, it was revealed about halfway through last Tuesday night stream that I have once again pulled the wool over Eric's eyes and presented him with a version of a game that well, the game itself presented itself as a version of a game, and then the tone and the
like it's not really like that, but they did absolutely have like the cutesy anime novel meet cute nonsense, which like the more I thought about it after the fact, the less I liked it, because it's like they actually had like an aversion to physical contact that was like it was set up prior to that and then paid off after that, and like that was just like in the middle, and it should have been the reminder, and we didn't get it, and it's like so we could get that cheap, like meet cute scene, and I am upset by. Yeah, but no, it's like, oh my God, here we are again. All along, I should have known, should have seen it from the art, should have clocked it right out the gate.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's good.
It could just be temporary. We could get back into the dark horror stuff.
Right, yeah.
But to go into a little more detail, what we were talking about, been delving into the true story of Michelle and Giselle, house, mansion, year 1064, and what was really going on, and how it wasn't really this fairy tale thing, but actually it's kind of more fairy tale if you ask me. Or
it's getting back to a weird middle place again.
Yeah.
With some of the stuff, and that's like, they were talking about if stuff seems like it's too good to be true or whatever, then it might be, and I don't know. Yeah. Internet, weird stuff. We've been led down, unreliable narratives.
It's true.
A number of times.
But at least this time, we have two seemingly collaborative tellings from both perspectives.
Yeah, it seems like. Yeah.
But yeah.
And if this isn't, and if they're making up all these horrible trauma-filled stories, the game is.
Maybe the witch is right.
Not cool.
But yeah, speaking of that, we did end on Tuesday with an intimate scene between Michelle and Giselle, in which her scars revealed, and they admitted they loved each other. Things seem to be looking up, but as saying goes, and that says, all good things.
The name of the last episode in The Next Generation.
I do believe this is the next.
Yeah. Oh, hey, yeah. Content warning. I forgot. We've been remiss in mentioning that it's come up more than once, but there are like some fairly graphic depictions of assault. If that's not your jam, you may want to give this one a pass.
I don't know how much more of that's going to come up, but there is, at least narratively. I don't know if the art's.
Yeah. I was gonna say we definitely missed the parts where that happened before. I think like initially we mentioned that they were like, there's a content warning, and then we hadn't seen a whole lot that was like way worth bringing up, and then it's like, oh, that's why.
It lulled us in, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, here we go.
Master. Good morning. Oh, come on. Put a little more oomph into it. I must say, last night was something, Master. I didn't know you had that in you. Uh, just thinking about it. Ow. Hey, that hurt. What was that for? Whatever happened to your heartfelt desire to do whatever you can for me? I don't think hitting me counts. Bonk. There's no way. You were being so nice yesterday. Where did that go?
Oh, dirty joke.
But yeah, just I was trying to lighten the mood to hide my embarrassment. Yeah.
About that, anything.
No, you didn't. Sorry. Say, could I ask you something? You hardly ever use my name. It makes us feel so distant. Could you do something about that, maybe? It's a weird way. Weird way to get around to that.
Babe.
Work your way through it. It's never the first one. Oh god. No, 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 no. That's not you at all. Just go with my name, please. We've graduated from a master servant relationship to a romantic relationship, but that is a bit much. Exactly. So, in honor of the new us, let's make this the last. Let's make this last. I swear I can read. All right, Michelle. Michelle.
Time in hope of letting the blackness. Cell still stand. Both real. Past, lifeless. As different as they seem,
Why don't we stop there? It was a wonderful story. They overcame their troubles and lived happily ever after. Is that not good enough? It could not be worse than where we are now. All we have to do then is erase the now. Throw everything away and start over from where it was better.
Aram.
The ending is already set in stone. It's already happened. What's the point in watching it again? All that accomplishes is making me relive it all.
Not been bitten. We're both here now. Means our end ahead of us.
Then, can I ask you to promise not to let go of my hand, no matter what?
place of a verbal respect. Know where this all the other doors we visit or to our
1 second. I'll be right. All right. Sorry
month.
about that.
A month had passed. Scheduled the monthly delivery. In it was a letter that father assumed it was the witch's. Her seen more than a little. Extremely relieved. Salted just now. I'd been waiting for passing another effect. Well, death years ago welcomed me back. Voluntary letter.
Did it though? Yeah. Rejoicing doesn't seem really appropriate. But this means you can return home now, right?
Much too.
Excited. What should we do when we first get back to the capital? Ooh, I know. How about you stop by my place? My mom and sister won't believe their eyes.
My time in this man. A future I had only vaguely envisioned was I'd always spoken of this predicated eventually, like it was attainable fantasy. Practically realized I hadn't acted.
Hey, are you still awake? Had a great night for sleeping, huh? Or are you thinking about your family? Yeah, it does. The house is like a desert island, cut off from the world, which makes everything feel kind of like a fairy tale sometimes. Even what we have.
Time.
Are you nervous?
I thought that when capital,
It's only natural to be nervous. I am too. I haven't spent nearly as long as you living in this mansion. But I know how you feel because I feel the same way. Not knowing what the future holds, it's scary. You know, I was thinking I would be okay with staying. I mean, I would love to return to the capital, and I miss my family dearly. But even if I never get to see them again, in no way would I consider myself unhappy. I honestly think I've got a pretty wonderful life.
Not comfortable. There are other live with your family in here, and
Not at all, no. I want to. No matter where I go, you'll be there with me, Michelle. It's true I am nervous, not knowing what the future holds. But not in a scared something bad might happen kind of way. It's more of a jittery, excited anxiousness. I'm confident the two of us can overcome anything, no matter what obstacles may come our way. Together, we can create an even more wonderful future. Don't worry, Michelle. The future's nothing to be afraid of.
make it sound.
But you are, aren't you? Hey, now, don't give me that look.
I will make sure that you.
Thank you. Nothing, nothing. Feeling kind of sentimental, thinking about how we've only got a little time left here. It wasn't perfect, but it was an important part of my life. Hey, want a mug down? Well, I think I could handle it right now, probably. Oh, use your head, you little. Well, obviously, how can you be so dense? I mean, touching and so forth, you know, uh, take the next step. I'm saying I'm feeling up for that right now. It's not proper for the woman to bring up that subject, is it? But I did kind of ask you to wait, and I feel bad leading you on for so long. Yeah, I'm sorry. Hmm. I'm just really emotional, that's all. Besides, yeah.
Wrote 2 letters. One, so just demonstrate. Failing to do that, identity. I had to convince her that I was a demon nor angel, but a human man who had fallen in love with a woman.
Mm-hmm.
However,
They're totally siblings.
had I been able to grasp that, maybe have taken her away. No one knew differently.
It's been really foggy out lately. I'd rather we left when it was clear. It'd be terrible if the coachman rolled the carriage because he couldn't see where we were going. That's called cataclysmic thinking, Giselle. Should speak to someone about it. If there wasn't so much fog, I would probably have been able to see a little column of orange evening sunlight fighting their way through the trees. But the milky white mist seemed to swallow up all the light, leaving nothing for the surrounding area. It was rather dreary weather. I wonder when they'll be here. Although, if they never do show up, that's okay too. I was finally able to return to the capital with Michelle to see my family again. And that was wonderful. It was like a dream come true. But it wouldn't disappoint me if it didn't end up happening. I didn't care where I ended up, as long as Michelle was there with me. That's all that matters. I should probably close the windows. The coach isn't likely to show up at night, I don't think. I reach out my hands to shut a window, which is when I saw something wavering beyond the heavy mist. Light? And it wasn't just the one. Looking closer revealed several more flickering spots. They moved up and down, slowly but rhythmically. As more and more came into view, my mind began seeing them as people carrying torches. They're coming this way? Could they be our escorts back to the capital?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
innocent.
sure that's what it
Oh,
is. Uh huh. Though, what? As soon as the thought, there sure are a lot, popped into my head, something whizzed past my cheek. Huh? What? What was. Huh? Why? What? It was an arrow.
Giselle!
What? Ah! The arrow had flown through the window and pierced the opposite wall. Had Michelle not knocked me out of the way.
Giselle, are you okay?
I'm fine. But what? Why did. What's going on?
Never mind that right now. We need to run.
Huh? Wait, Michelle.
Now! There's no time to talk. Stay out of sight of the windows.
Got it. He grabbed my hand and broke into a run. A relentless storm of arrows shattered through the windows we had worked so hard to get open a year ago. This wasn't what we had gone through all that effort for.
Door, run. We have to get as far from this house as quickly as we can.
What was happening? Why do we have to run? Why were those people firing arrows at us? With the wave of questions came a wave of fear. I couldn't say anything. The sheer terror had frozen my jaw in place.
Get ready.
I nodded, squeezing his hand tight. I knew it would just be another obstacle to his safe escape, but I didn't want to let go of his hand. I was afraid that if I did, I would never be able to hold it again. Oh boy. I don't think they're gonna make it. I thought they were siblings. Maybe they're just gonna die horribly.
Are you all right?
I'm fine. But how? There are people out front too?
Why now?
Several arrows were sticking out of the floor before us. Beyond that door, which Michelle had managed to shut almost immediately, rang a cacophony of whoosh thump, whoosh thump. We can't escape? Why? Why? What's going on? With a deep scowl, Michelle barred the door, and all the while the arrows kept flying. The panic in the air kept growing thicker. I don't understand. How did they... only a handful of people even know about this place. Blum. This is all my fault. It's because I told the villagers about this place. They think a demon lives here, not a human. So they're here to tear down the house. They made weapons, bows, just for this.
Don't
Ah! There was a deep rumble, and the ground below us shook. I almost fell to the floor.
Swords.
Michelle, I I'm so sorry. This is all my fault because of what I did. What?
Not your fault.
Michelle?
Challenged. As I did. My...
What are you talking about, Michelle? Ah!
This way! Run!
Michelle dragged me through the mansion's corridors until we reached the chamber with the stained glass window.
We knew where the first story ended.
One can only assume. At the far end of the room sat a small door. Where does it lead? I had been aware of the door's presence, but I had never gone inside it. Something about it seemed somewhat different than the rest of the house. I wasn't sure how to describe it exactly, but it felt like shadows had taken root here.
Observation.
A tower? But if we go up there, we'll be putting ourselves in a corner.
Doesn't matter where we go, they have us trapped. But there's a chance. Up here.
He didn't finish that thought, however. He opened the door, leading me into the tower. His face deathly pale. Like more so than usual, I presume.
Yeah.
We started running again, around and around the spiral staircase, making our way toward the top. In regular intervals along the wall were rectangular windows. A layer of fog still lay thick across the land. Peering out into it made me feel like we had been thrown into a dream world. If it weren't for the orange spots of torchlight surrounding the mansion, the silhouettes holding the torches. Is that armor? The Lord appeared to be knights. I thought for sure that he had just made up the Lord to scam everybody into paying him taxes. I would have bet money. Michelle, tell me, why do you think this is your fault? What is your curse? Your curse, isn't it? It isn't just the color of your hair and eyes, is it? There's more to it, isn't there? There's something else, isn't there? Michelle's gaze was firmly directed forward as he frantically led me up the stairs. We were breathing hard, and the sound of it echoed against the tower's stone walls. Our panicked hearts were beating so hard, I was afraid they might be able to hear it outside. Probably more the footsteps, I would assume. Eventually, we made it to the top. A pile of discarded rope lay unceremoniously at the foot of a door, presumably once used to seal it shut. The door itself was deeply weathered and rotting in places. It had obviously been left sitting in disrepair even longer than Michelle had lived here. What is this?
Inside!
Frigid air nipped at my skin, and it wasn't a pleasant, refreshing kind of cool, but a bitter, oppressive cold. This room felt like unlike any other in the mansion. This is an observation tower? You can't even...
There once would have been windows. All that remains now is that
I don't believe you.
Right out here. Chance might not.
Ah.
Sounds like they're. Give up their search, and we can all turn out all right.
Shell's voice was quivering. as was his hand in mine. Michelle, we huddled together, feeling each other's warmth in our arms. My free hand clenched his shirt for dear life. What?
I'm to blame for this. My fault you're in this mess. And you had to experience you being sent to this place and what's happening. We trace back to so sorry.
Why was he apologizing? Why did he insist that this was his fault? Why wouldn't he tell me what his curse was? Why were people trying to kill us? Right, those people were trying to kill us. Putting it into words like that made the fear that much more real. The arrows they fired weren't threats. They meant to kill us. Michelle, I think we're gonna goddamn die. but but with Michelle trembling in my arms, I couldn't bring myself to ask those questions. What meaning would those answers even have with death lurking so close behind us? All I could do was pray. Pray that he was right, that they wouldn't find us, and we would be able to escape. However...
Over here! There's a door and stairs leading up!
Voices from below. I could hear a faint clanking of armor. Our grips on each other tightened, and our trembling intensified. Fear swelled within the tower, making us its slaves. We were both terrified. And who wouldn't be? Fairy tale heroes could be magically courageous in the face of overwhelming danger, but they weren't real. The fear of my impending death, drawing nearer and nearer with each passing moment, almost drove me to madness. I couldn't think clearly. My heart was having trouble keeping up. My head was a big white mess. We were supposed to return to the capital, start a new life, finally obtain our happiness. It was right there, at our fingertips. Enough happiness to make up for Michelle's 10 years of isolation, and enough to erase that nightmare from my memory forever. What had we done to have that taken away from us? We just loved each other and wanted a quiet life together, nothing outrageous. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. But what scared me the most was being separated from Michelle. Hey, Michelle, what are those people really doing here? If what they're after is money or valuables, we can offer them everything in the mansion. We don't need any of it. If they don't want us to return to the capital, we can tell them we'll stay here. They might be willing to talk it over. I don't care if I lose everything else. As long as I have you, I can survive anywhere. All that mattered was that we had our lives. So long as the two of us still breathed. But...
Death! Death to the unholy one! Death to the heretic! Death to the witch!
Despair hung over us like the fog outside. There were no heretics, no witches, no unholy ones here. They would probably never listen to us. The moment we stepped outside of this room, we would be dead, no matter what we said. Michelle, I'm all right. It's okay, Michelle. I'm not scared. You're here with me, after all. I'm fine. It's all fine. So please hold me until it's all over. Please stay with me.
Finally.
Michelle? He wasn't looking at me, though. His unfocused eyes were directed upward, not toward any particular point, but wandering aimlessly. His purplish lips appeared to move as though he was speaking, but no sound came out. Hey, Michelle? Are you alright? Come back to me, Michelle. I grabbed him by the shoulders and shook, but he didn't even seem to notice. No matter how many times I called to him, he didn't look down from the emptiness above. Michelle. Finally, after far too long, his gaze slid down to meet mine. He looked defeated, exhausted, and cornered all at once. I was scared too, but his fear seemed to have consumed him entirely.
But I would be happy that I hated constant torment. Then
Michelle.
delivered me from the life was me. Matter if I
That's perfectly normal. I'm scared to death too, but okay, bad choice of word, obviously.
Scares me the most.
Michelle. I should have noticed. Noticed his arms were tensing up. Noticed and stopped him.
Please, allow me to repay you. I said I wouldn't do anything for you. So let me do this. I said I would do anything for you. So let me do this. I haven't given you anything. I haven't done anything for you. Give me one final chance.
Michelle. What? What are you doing? Get back in here, Michelle. What? What? Why? The door. I can't open it. I shoved on the door, trying to go after him, but it wouldn't budge, even the slightest bit. It was as though there had never been a door there at all, merely a wall disguised as one. It wasn't someone holding it shut from the other side either. I pushed and pulled with all my might, but I couldn't even manage to eke out the tiniest crack. Michelle! Michelle! What did you do to the door? Come on, get back in here! I don't want to lose you either. Say something, Michelle. You're out there, aren't you? Please, please, don't do anything rash. They're gonna kill you if you're out there.
No. Hold me.
What? Michelle, she isn't real. There's no witch talking to you. It's all in your head. A figment of your imagination, created to alleviate your loneliness.
Lie.
Michelle.
Listen.
Oh, sorry.
You're a wonderful woman, just spirited, true to yourself. Are not to blame for a bit of bad. That's all behind you. This is over. Start anew.
What are you talking about?
Survive. Live a good, fulfilling life. Move past this. Live your life. I always love you.
They're gonna burn the house down.
I know you can do it. My wish.
Ooh, no, I don't want that. I want to be with you. No one else but you.
I don't want to let you die.
There it is.
There it is.
Hey, weird.
Death to the heretic.
Death to the heretic.
Death to the heretic. Death to the heretic.
That shit caught me way off guard. There it is. Oh my god! Whoa! Okay. Get back in here, Michelle. Open the door. If my choice is to live on without you, I'd rather.
Gosh. You'll find a nice man.
Why?
Cute. Light.
Don't say that.
But if there's a next life, we can find each other.
Michelle.
Michelle, it is our holy duty as knights of the church to deliver punishment unto the heathens who have made a pact with the devil.
Come on, Michelle. Open the door.
You are sentenced to death, your body to be hanged upon the cross for 3 days and 3 nights, wherein your unholy flesh shall be purified by the fires of heaven.
What are you doing here?
Open the door. Michelle, please. Listen to me. You can hear me out there, can't you?
You shall now be executed. Do you have any final words?
Who is it you're sentencing to death? Michelle Bollinger or
A demon child, naturally. Or witch, perhaps.
Please, open the door. Why won't you open it? He isn't unholy or impure. I mean, technically, he's a perfectly normal human. And a very sweet man. I guess I don't know. No, yeah, they did. Never mind. I'm the witch. The witch isn't here. I'm the one you want to execute. Kill me. Execute me.
Kill him!
By Spear Squad. That's balls.
pardon my chances, arrows, and there was an unpleasant hiss. Patterns didn't turn into cause anyone.
Hmm.
Regardless, I hoped she was safe. I prayed that at least she. He did in you.
Michelle? Michelle? Hey, say something. Talk to me. Hey, what's going on? What's going on here? No, this can't be happening. An impossibly heavy thud came from beyond the door, and with it, Michelle fell silent. Then, intermittent squelching sounds as something slid down the door. No, no. No, this can't be. Why? Why? I pounded on the door with all my strength, but still it refused to give. The skin on my hands eventually going raw and beginning to seep blood. Why? Why should Michelle have to be killed? Tell me, why? Take me with you. Please, don't leave me behind. That man isn't a witch. He isn't cursed. I'm cursed, not him. So don't hang him. Don't humiliate him like that. Kill me instead. Please. Again and again and again I pounded on the door. But the self-described knights on the other side seemed to not even be aware of my presence. They seemed unable to hear my cries. Their armor clanking with each step, they began to descend the staircase. And with it, I could hear the sound of something being dragged slowly across the floor. No, don't take him away. Stop, don't take Michelle away from me. I'm begging you. But my pleas were in vain. My hope was for naught. The knights took him away, took him somewhere out of my reach, for all eternity. Don't take him away from me. Not great. Rough day. I was convinced they were going to be siblings. Michelle. After much, much too long, the door swung open all on its own. It happened so unceremoniously, it was hard to believe I had actually been trapped inside. I had no idea how much time had passed, but the chill in the air suggested it was deep into the night, and with the biting cold, there was the stench of blood. Why? Why? Michelle, I never wanted this. Ah, ah, ah. You didn't understand at all, Michelle. You didn't know the depths of my feelings for you. You didn't know how intensely I wanted you, how fervently I loved you. I was never going to be able to find someone else and live happily with them. It had to be you. The thought of anyone else touching me terrified me. You just didn't understand. I don't want I don't want to live in this stupid world. I've had it with this world. The time I spent with you truly was the happiest time of my life. I remember. I remember everything now. You died on that day. You were killed. You disappeared from this world and left me behind.
mean,
You refused to listen to me. Do you have any idea how it felt to feel you dying from the other side of that door? I wanted you to take me with you. Is is this what you so wanted to see?
life on and in order to find more truth.
Dun dun dun. Very well then. If you want more story, I'll tell you more. What comes next is both a continuation and a brand new tale. The Maid's Tale. When you've heard it all, I expect you to commend me for not forgetting how to smile.
Article. responsibility. Convinced. The sixth door.
Dun, dun, dun.
The Maid's Tale. Buddy.
Okay. Sorry. It's got, both of the
Yeah.
flowers. But
Well, actually, I might.
this is my.
I don't know.
I don't know. And The Maid's Tale is. It could be either way. A tale of a foolish, naive girl. Looking back on it now, I'm ashamed of everything. But I will tell you my story in its entirety without embellishments. Yeah, probably the maid. I ask that you please not let go of my hand.
Pick up where we last left off.
Of course. The only thing the knights left behind were a garment and a large pool of your blood. Blood that had seeped into the fabric, and it was beginning to dry. When I clenched it in my hands, it made soft crackling sounds. Ew. The oppressive stench of death lingered in the tower. Michelle, there's no point in a life without you. You know that, right? Have a wonderful family. You know I can't do that. Hey, Michelle, answer me. Come back to me. I don't care if it's as a ghost. I just need you here with me. Come back to me. Talk to me about nothing and about everything. Be irritated with me when I do something stupid. Scoff at me whenever I tell bad jokes. Trounce me at chess again. Put your arms around me one more time. Come on. I'm begging you. If you won't come back to me, then I'll go to you. I don't care if that's not what you wanted from me. This world without you is meaningless.
Dying won't guarantee.
Ah, dicks. Man.
Spends all this time refusing me, and when he finally does, he begs me to save love. Other
Who are you? Where are you?
Quite daft, aren't you? In these walls, ever. And you've heard of me.
What? I have no.
Heavens, you are. Is that pretty head of yours only for decoration?
What? But no, there's no one else.
You might be thicker than these walls, my dear. Oh, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. You never did believe anything was about me. You thought he was going mad.
No, I thought he was well and truly mad.
This is
No, there's no way. It can't be. The cursed witch, Morgana?
Oh, you even know my name, do you? Here, my legend has survived longer than I expected. I suppose I should thank all the humans who passed it down for me.
You actually exist?
I most certainly do, my dear. As I recall, you don't believe in the supernatural, do you? It's hard to deny when that very witch is talking to you right this moment.
Believe in any CW show.
Michelle was not even slightly mad, my dear. Told him he was better off without his sanity, but he refused to listen. Wasn't deranged. His surroundings were. His environment, the people around him, his whole world. Imagine how dreadful that must have been. To be the only sane resident The world gone utterly mad. It's a miracle he managed to keep his head. Remember what you said just before he died, my dear? It was all. You said he couldn't tell the difference between illusion and reality. You said he had long since gone insane. Shouted it at the top of your lungs.
No, that's not what I meant.
Or if only you had believed in him about the witch. Feel bad for you, too, though. Have my pity. What did you ever do? Oh, and just to be perfectly clear, I played no part in either your or Michelle's misfortune. Only forced to blame for that is fate. You're a good, honest, joyful, lovable woman. Look how the world treated you.
May I ask you something? Was it you who sealed me in the tower?
Yes, that was what Michelle wanted. Once, I told him I would grant his wish. Did as he asked. Though it looks like that ended up causing you even more pain. How? So, die then. Are you hoping to reunite with him in heaven? That plan's destined to fail from the outset, my dear. God teaches that suicide is sin, and you'll go to hell for it.
And
He'll not kill you.
why not?
Because I swore to Michelle that I would save your life.
That's...
Or if you had any other wish, I'd be happy. I can't bear to see you so miserable. You have but your desire right now. Once more.
Word it better than
Right,
that.
Giselle?
You saying you can make that happen? You'll bring him back to life for me?
Well, you know, technicality.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're getting closer to some proper terminating.
The forces of life and death are outside of my realm.
Well,
That is God's territory, or the angel. However,
bureaucracy.
I can get this. His reincarnation. No, his reconstruction.
His reconstruction?
Yes. You can meet him again. Not in this life. Future life. Just imagine it. Finding your beloved after overcoming so much trash. 10, 20, maybe long years from now, you're finally reunited. Doesn't that sound marvelous? True, unparalleled love in its purest. What do you think?
Just because you can bring his soul back doesn't make it Michelle. I want to be with him. That brusque, impenetrable, slightly immature, but gentle as a butterfly man. The man who sincerely, deeply loved me. Getting there. If it's the same soul in a different body, can you still call him my Michelle?
Oh, my apologies. You beat me to the punchline. And you did so with such ardor, you threw me off balance.
Yeah, usually that's how I get him.
You're so exactly right. The idea that if your love is strong enough, you can both be reborn and have exactly the same relationship is utter nonsense. You must be the same people. Which is why I am not promising his rebirth or reincarnation, but his reconstruction. Your wish can become reality, Giselle. As long as you wish with all of your heart, it can come true. I'll wish for his reconstruction as well. You have a witch asking you to make this happen, my dear, so you can be confident that it will bear fruit. And your wish for him to remain as himself. If he truly loves you, and he too wishes to reunite with you, wish shall be granted.
Will you really wish with me?
I most certainly will, my poor, pitiful dear Giselle. I shall offer up my most heartfelt prayers for you.
Thoughts and prayers. I'll wish for it. Until the moment of my death, I'll keep wishing for us to be reunited as the same people.
Now, I can't guarantee your reconstruction.
What?
I only said I can guarantee his. Michelle is the only reconstruction I will wish for. I will not ask.
Why not?
You're not looking at a benevolent wish-granting goddess or an angel with a magic bow and arrow. You're looking at a cursed witch.
Then how am I to be with him again?
I can offer you but one option that will allow you to reunite with your reconstruction.
Tell me. What do I have to do?
You must live here. Me.
Live with you? What do you mean?
It was Michelle who resurrected, but he could not serve as guide. I have work to do, but I cannot do it alone. I need a guide. Because as you can see, I have no body. If this house did not exist in this world, then perhaps I might be able to give myself form. My soul.
Yeah, me either, girl. I don't understand anything you're saying.
You don't need to understand, Eric. All I need from you is for you to show your utmost hospitality to the people I'm expecting to show up at the mansion.
Entertain your guests?
That's right, my dear. Michelle isn't the only ones whose reconstruction I'm wishing for. Several heinous sinners. I want you to serve as a maid and watch over them when they arrive. And until then, keep this house in good condition.
What are you scheming?
Is that something you truly need to know, my dear? All you need to do, pray for the day of it, for the day he wraps his arms around you more. One word, Giselle. That's all I. Do you want to see him? Do you want to hear his voice again? Miss you. Have your happiness back. What reason is there to hesitate? There isn't one. Are you simply going to give up? I wonder what would happen. No. You disappeared from this world. How will Michelle react when he comes back? Will he be sad? Angry? And fall into the arms of another woman?
No, he can't.
Then make up your mind. Will you come with me, or will you throw it all away?
If I'd given it a little thought, I would have realized she was manipulating me.
You think?
Yeah, right. That she was just telling me what I wanted to hear. But I believed her. I accepted her proposition. As unbelievable as it sounded, my desire for it to be real overpowered everything. It was impossible not to grasp at straws she was dangling in front of me. That was all I could do at the time. The witch's voice had also had an inexplicable power to it. It made me believe, as outrageous as it was, that she really could bring you back, reconstruct you. Maybe because I had seen her turn a door into an immovable wall, or maybe because I had heard her disembodied voice. But I don't think those are enough to explain it. My guess is she had me under her spell. That was the moment I became the maid. But I assure you, I was, at that point, still the same Giselle you knew and loved. The sound of the rain never seems to stop. Am I hallucinating it, maybe? From the moment I lent my ear to the witch's sweet temptations, the mansion underwent an unimaginable transformation. No light shone through the windows, despite them still being unobstructed, not morning, day, or evening. In fact, the concepts of morning, day, and evening did not seem to exist. The darkness resembled that of when the windows had been all sealed off, but there was something more fundamentally unreal about it, like it was hovering over a vast, all consuming abyss with a constant haze of malice. I felt like I had been cast into some unknown realm, and that was why there was nothing beyond the windows. And the house was not the only thing that underwent changes. I too was no exception. In the blink of an eye, all my basic human urges vanished. I stopped feeling hungry, and I no longer needed to sleep. Naturally, I was bewildered by what was happening to me, what I was turning into. I think I'll take a look around. Maybe there have been other changes. So I meandered through the mansion's halls. My original intent was to explore the entire house, but I found myself drawn to one room in particular. That's right, your bedchamber. There was no light, no trace of color remaining in your chamber. But the bed was still the same shape, and the walls the same texture, the curtains the same design as when you had been alive. Michelle, I'm praying. I'm always praying that someday we'll meet again. Oh, there's something hidden under the bed. What could it be? It's that painting. Never did get to ask why he got so angry about me seeing this. I'm sure it's something he didn't want to be reminded of. Perhaps having to do with his family. I was right not pressing him about it. That. What? Ah! Smiling now. The trip. Ah! What the? Did the painting just smirk at me? Oh, God. Ah! Hmm. Oh, jeez, Giselle. What are you doing, tripping over yourself? It was just that accursed witch messing with your head. No need to get spooked over a tasteless prank. When I stumbled, I guess I knocked a drawer open. There's something inside. Letters, it looks like. I shouldn't touch these. They're not mine. But I want something of Michelle's to have. Something to remember him by. His letters would be in his handwriting. They would contain his words. Please forgive me, Michelle. I don't mean you any ill will, but I'm going to take these. I must say, they're an impressive number of. Eek? What the? What on earth? It's like someone dumped an inkwell on every page. But why? What? Was this the witch's doing too? Yeah, it has to be. It must have been her. It definitely wasn't you, Michelle, was it? Yeah, why would he do that? I can't imagine why he would do that. Front door. I wonder what it's like outside. I can't get it to open. What's going on? The bar isn't set, but it won't budge an inch. It's just like up in the tower. I know. I know. The windows. They should open. Then I can. What's going on here? What the heck is going on?
Guess what the heck is going on here?
It's like there's an invisible wall in front of the window. My hand won't go any farther. That would be really weird.
Yeah.
This is rich. What else can I do but laugh? What in the world? This is madness.
This is Sparta!
Boof. Hurry up, Michelle. Return to me. And get me out of here. Please, get me out of here. I had no idea how to explain anything that had happened to the mansion. But it was clear enough that I was imprisoned within its walls. I was all alone in the nebulous sphere of bleak darkness, and beyond its walls lay void. The layout of the house remained unchanged, but I felt as though I had been wandering into a twisting labyrinth. I could cry, but there was no one there to soothe me. All it did was provoke her disembodied cackling, which she followed with,
You chose this, so you need to hold yourself together and keep wishing.
This time was cleaning. I dusted the same corners again and again, swept the same floors, polished the same dishes. One day I decided I would read the books left in the library. Despite there being more than 100 volumes, I finished every one of them in what felt like no time at all. My life was a never-ending cycle. Day in and day out, day in and day out. The house had no visitors. No one, rather nothing at all, set foot upon the property. There were no signs of other life whatsoever there. No birds singing in the morning, no cats sunbathing in the garden, no mice scurrying about the kitchen, no creepy crawly insects. There was nothing. Nothing at all. The only thing that broke the long stretches of silence was her voice. Tell me, was she kind to you? Was she friendly and courteous? Because she was quite harsh when she spoke to me. These were the kinds of things she was always saying to me.
He didn't show up today, did he, my dear? Are you still praying, my dear? Did you think he'll actually come? I'm still wishing, just like I promised. You know why he hasn't come for you, my? Because perhaps he doesn't actually love you as much as you thought. My dear. My dear. You lost your mind yet?
Shut up! I've had enough. I'm done with you. Enough. Please, enough already.
Oh, what's got you all so worked up? You love to talk, don't you? So why not have a nice little chat with me?
This is not a chat.
Well, maybe not in your mind, my. I seem to think chatting only constitutes conversations you enjoy. But I don't think the word's usage needs to be so. Personally.
You're just getting off on watching me squirm.
Oh, not at all. You'll have my best wishes. If he ever. Oh, so scary. If you're making that face when he shows up, might not even recognize you.
What?
You haven't looked in the mirror recently, have you? Go on then, my dear. See how frightful you come.
No, that's right. I look nightmarish. My face was pale and lifeless, my eyes hollow, my cheeks sunken, heavy bags beneath my eyes. My hair had lost its sheen and grew wildly. I was quickly losing everything that made me recognizable as me, and the thought sent a shiver down my spine. No, this isn't me. This is some kind of trick. You're trying to deceive me.
Baseless accusations! You really must stop blaming people every time something doesn't turn out the way you want, my dear.
But my face was more.
More what? More expressive? More cheerful? Brighter? Rosy? You're right. You were never this good, you.
I wasn't. I was always more cheerful than this.
Naive girl. Could you be any more narcissistic?
Huh?
What you're looking at is undeniably exactly what you look like now. Time did not do that to you, nor did I. The negative energy oozing from within you is causing you to take on this. Really, you gotta cheer up.
Ugly people are intrinsically unhappy.
Did you think you didn't have any dark, ugly emotions inside you? Did you
That is
believe?
why they are ugly.
Did you believe you would always be able to smile no matter what? Did you assume you were pure and no one like that exists? What you see in the mirror is the true you. Your hideous, twisted heart.
If you weren't always being so nasty, this would have never happened. Anyone's heart would be twisted listening to you long enough.
So you're saying Michelle's heart was twisted too? I spoke to him for years.
No.
Just tease. I suppose I may have cried. I mean, you know, ill will, Giselle. Honest. Allow me to give you one word of advice. Look at yourself in the mirror often. If you continue deteriorating at this rate, end up looking like a corpse. Hell comes and sees you, won't jump for joy, but run away screaming in terror.
Stop talking. Please, just stop.
You know, Giselle, this is only the very beginning. He might not show up for hundreds of.
I can't live that long.
Absolutely brilliant. You still think you're alive?
What?
The moment you agreed to come with me, you ceased to be a. So don't worry about time. You can wait as long as it takes for him to.
As the witch had suggested, I started checking my appearance in the mirror every day. I wanted to ensure I didn't turn into some horrifying creature. My hair grew, so time seemed to be passing, but I didn't appear to age at all. The flow of time had become perplexingly vague and uncertain. Was it stopped, or was it moving? I couldn't tell. On occasion, I would practice smiling in front of the mirror. My smile was, after all, my one really distinctive feature, and I was certain you had seen me smiling more than anything. Even if my appearance had changed drastically, I thought, you would still be able to recognize me by my smile. A woman standing alone in front of a mirror, practicing how to smile. I'm sure that was quite the comical sight. And that was about how my days went for an incomprehensibly long time.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Told you this
It's a
tale was
little
just
rough.
beginning.
First 100 years, I kept track of how much time had passed. An hour, a day, a month, a year, 10 years, 50. But once it had surpassed a person's average lifespan, the counting started driving me mad, so I stopped. My sense of time began to numb. In place of sleep, I spent my days in a trance like state. Doing so, I was less aware of the passage of time, which made it a little easier to bear. Suspended in this bubble of time, my mind went out to you. The next thing I lost was a sense of was myself. I lived as a human for 21 years. After spending nearly 10 times that trapped in the mansion, I began to feel like that was all I'd ever been. That maybe my past was all a construction of my imagination. As an otherworldly being, I merely fantasized about being human. Had I actually had a family? Had there actually been other people in the world? Did cities and villages really exist? Was there ever really a time when light shone through the windows? When we were happy?
Yeah, people don't ever really consider the consequence, like the downsides of living forever.
Mhm. Yeah. Particularly like alone.
Yeah.
Like that, like super alone like this.
Mm-hmm.
That is just torment.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing. But I knew if I started out at everything, I wouldn't be able to maintain myself. So I settled on believing one thing, that you, Michelle, were real, that you had been with me, that I had loved you, and that it was you and that it was you I was waiting for. I tried to always remember that one fact. Mhm. My characteristic energy and cheer were disappearing.
I mean, shit, it lasted for 400 years. That's pretty
Yeah, I was
impressive.
gonna say it's really good. It's characteristic though. By then, I hardly ever raised my voice anymore. And in response to that change, the witch seemed to treat me a little nicer. On occasion, I thought I could sense her presence nearby, like she might reveal her form to me from beyond the darkness, instead of only speaking to me. I could feel her sitting beside me.
Well, villages it. Sometimes I think, oh, I have an idea. Why don't we make you some new clothes? The loom should still. That outfit, an artifact, age lost.
Know how long it's been?
Vaguely, yeah. As we speak, not too. But same pace. Now, on your feet, Jit. We have plenty of time, so let's make you the perfect make outfit. And if we don't have enough materials, we can make more thread from the sheets or curtains. How exciting!
Following her instructions, I wove garments in a style that did not exist in my era. They were quite strange to behold. The old me might have been stricken with fascination by them, but at that point, I wasn't even sure how to rejoice, how to be impressed, or how to be moved anymore. Sounds like rain again. Hissing sounds. What year is it? Oh, it doesn't matter what year it is. It doesn't matter where it is. As long as you're there, it can be anytime, anywhere. Where are you, Michelle? What are you doing? I'm still praying. I'm still wishing for you to appear before me forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. I've been praying for so long. I don't even know how long it's been. Before you left, you said you were going to pray too. You said you'd hoped we could meet again in another life. I'm not misremembering, am I? Michelle, come back to me soon. I love you so, so very much. But my memories of you are starting to fade. What did your voice sound like? What kind of faces did you make? Where did you like to put your hands on me? I don't want to forget. I want to always remember. My memories of you are the only thing holding me together. But they're slipping away from me. How did you speak? What kinds of things did you talk about? I'm losing all these memories. Please, Michelle, come back to me before I forget everything. My beloved master. Thought crossed my mind that maybe Morgana's guarantee that you would be reconstructed was just a lie to trick me into staying here. But I quickly discarded it, because if she had been lying, it would strip all meaning from my very existence. It would take me from my purpose for being here. So I didn't want to accept that possibility. I had no choice but to persevere in my belief that you would return. I'd always thought I would be all right, that my faith would never waver. I still believed in myself, but you can be the happiest, most optimistic, resolute person in the world, and you will still break eventually. And I was at the point where even the slightest tap would shatter me into fragments. Several hundred years after I was enslaved within the mansion, something changed for the very first time. Sunlight, which I had not seen at all in that time, shone in from outside. At first, I did not believe it was real. I thought it was a hallucination born of my inner desires, and I thought I must have completely lost it for my fantasies to escape my mind. But it didn't matter if it was all an illusion. The gentle breeze blowing in through the window felt wonderful. The smell of grass, the chirping of birds, the glistening blue sky. It was like 1,000 memories rushing back all at once, and it brought tears to my eyes.
The time has come, Giselle. It's time for you to get to work.
As she always did, the witch's voice crushed my elation, dragging me back to reality. Reveling in the sight of outside was the last thing I should have been doing, for it was that moment that began my true decline. Work? What kind of work?
Have you already forgotten? Oh, good heavens. Do you have your head on straight, my dear? As I said, I need to watch over the house and show your utmost hospitality to those who show up.
Someone.
This is merely appetite. Like so.
Hold on. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do.
Do the same thing you've been doing. Be a maid. It's the house guests that this is a wonderful place. Make them enjoy their stay. Now go on. I'm quite looking forward to it.
The bar has been removed. But will the door open? For so long, the door had refused to budge. For so long, light had forsaken these halls. For so long, there had been no trace of life. And now, all of that had been turned on its head. I felt like I had stepped into heaven on earth. I know it sounds melodramatic, so please don't laugh. It was almost certainly a perfectly ordinary slice of nature. Leaves and grass rustled in the wind, flowers speckled the earth, and in the distance was a city I didn't recognize. I wondered where I was, of course, but I neither shouted nor jumped in surprise. Instead, I found myself accepting of my circumstances as unnatural as they might have been. As I was standing there, idly before the entrance, a carriage rolled up.
God, could this road be any bloody worse? Need of innocence in dire need of paving on top of everything else. And who might you be, young lady? That outfit.
He's speaking a different language. A middle-aged man approached me. From his attire and the way he held himself, he appeared to be upper class. However, the words coming out of his mouth were not in the language I had grown up speaking. Could the mansion have moved somewhere far, far away? Naturally, I had no idea how such a thing was possible. And the longer I stood there staring at him absent-mindedly, the more incredulous he became. My immediate mission was to overcome the language barrier. Fortunately, I suppose, I was able to understand bits and pieces of what he had said. As merchants in the capital, my family did business with people from other countries, and as a result, I had learned a handful of words. The problem was, it had been so long ago, I had no confidence whatsoever in my ability to hold a conversation. I am a servant.
Servant? Can't asking for a lady's servant, but I suppose these things happen. Doesn't matter much who they sent. Oh, weren't informed. Bloody hell, off to a great start, I see. Well, what can you do, I guess? Name's Hayden Rhodes. Just a retired old. Dun dun dun. That's a name we haven't heard in a
Guessed, this man was the Rhodes siblings' grandfather. He was also the first person I served under as the maid. For a member of an esteemed noble family, Hayden was a bit on the eccentric side. He only hired a handful of servants, claiming he was not fond of clamor. There was a single chef, a physician, a servant to take care of all the cleaning, and then me, who served as his personal assistant. Whenever he got a chance, Hayden would chase me down and make me practice proper etiquette. According to him, I had much to learn.
You are at least technically a servant of the Rhodes family, young lady, so I can't have you going around playing the country bumpkin act.
Yes, sir.
And we'll have to do something about that accent, too, while we're at it.
Accent?
Thicker than bloody molasses. Now, I have no interest in sticking my nose into your business, asking where you hail from, but while you're here, you must act a part, young lady. I'm retired and have all the time in the world.
Oh, good.
I'll teach you everything you need to know about proper etiquette.
All right.
Speak up, will you?
Yes, sir. Hayden did not go easy on me either. In addition to my day-to-day duties, I studied etiquette, the language, proper pronunciation, and formal diction. Anytime I made the slightest mistake, he would shout his dissatisfaction.
Listen carefully. A servant is the face of the house. Servant's gaff is her master's gaff. Always keep this in mind. You are not just a maid. You must always act with elegance and grace. You must always maintain your composure, even if the house is falling down around you. Whatever happens, you deal with it quickly and quietly. Language must be immaculate. No ums or uhs or pauses. For any reason at all.
Yes, sir.
No stammering either.
Sorry.
Bloody hell, you're not going to make this easy, are you? Whose idea was it a country bumpkin would make a good servant? I'd like to give him a piece of my mind.
I'm not from the country. Not even slightly. I was raised in the capital.
Is that so, huh? A prim and proper city girl, are you? In that case, you should be a quick study.
Absolutely. I can learn anything in a week tops. Piece of cake.
Is that so? All right, then, starting tomorrow, I'm tripling your lessons.
Didn't think this through. Clearly. In addition to being my master, Hayden was my teacher. When he yelled, he grew twice his size and I shrunk to half mine. But it wasn't at all an unpleasant experience, because I knew he wasn't raising his voice to belittle me. His instruction may have been harsh, but it was human interaction. There were people around that I could talk to, and that was wonderful. I was starting to regain some of my humanity.
Unlike me, you've still got a long life ahead of you, young lady. I don't know what kind of life you've lived, but I can't imagine it's been all that easy. Not many servant girls your age without a home to go back to. Which is why you need to learn this. Once you've got all the rules and customs down, you'll be able to hold your own at any noble's estate. Shouldn't have any trouble keeping yourself employed. I'm sure you think I'm just a loud, obnoxious old man. I believe we met for a reason, so I hope you'll stick with me.
Don't think about you like that at all, Master. You're a remarkable man.
One more time.
I deeply appreciate your generous consideration, Master, from the bottom of my heart. You get to fucking say I. Alright, cool. Bullshit. I didn't know much about Hayden's situation, why he had retired to this mansion all alone, away from the rest of his family. But any time I asked about them, he would say,
It happens sometimes.
With a melancholic frown. Before long, 2 years had passed. By that point, my etiquette had improved enough to satisfy his high standards. In that time, the mansion underwent a number of decor changes, as Hayden brought in sculptors to work on different areas of the house. He also sealed off rooms that were not in use, such as the observation tower and the chapel. It was a sad thing seeing so many areas with so many memories for me falling into disuse, but as a mere servant, I had no say in the matter. In addition, Hayden seemed to greatly enjoy renovating the house, so I watched him warmly. The furniture was all gradually replaced, gorgeous paintings hung on the walls, colorfully patterned curtains installed. Dun dun dun, and a brilliant rose garden planted.
These roses come from all across the... Nowhere else can you see so many different varieties in one place.
It's beautiful. Did you know that in the city people are starting to call the mansion Rose Manor?
Rose Manor.
Mm-hmm. And to think, there used to be nothing but weeds here. Amazing how much it has changed. I never thought I would see this garden turned into something so beautiful.
Are you fond of roses?
Yes, red ones especially.
Red roses mean...
Red roses mean a great deal to me. They remind me of a time long past.
Given one as a gift, then?
No, I believe I was the one who gave the rose. So red roses are a symbol of my feelings. They're very precious to me. I gave you a rose as a gift. You plucked it from its stem and placed it in my hair. Am I remembering correctly? My memories are so vague now. I can't even remember the look on your face that day.
There are some kids I roses.
Who?
my grandchildren.
You have grandchildren?
Aye, we haven't been in touch for some time. Last I saw them was 4 years ago, when my second grandchild was.
Ooh.
Yeah, because the sweetest girl in the world with lovely flaxen hair. She's going to be a real beauty when she grows up. Anyway, they're wonderful. And one day I want to hand this garden over to them. Each and every rose containing my hope that they'll lead a comfortable, healthy lives, free of strife.
I'm sure your wish will come to pass. Grandchildren will have wonderful lives.
Aye.
The grief of not having you around still weighs heavily on my mind, but I was slowly approaching contentedness. Life with Hayden was slow and uneventful, peaceful and relaxing. I imagined my heart was seeking anything to alleviate its pain, and it found that in the beautifully remodeled mansion, the garden blooming wildly with roses, and in my time with Hayden. I was even beginning to think this life was enough for me, that I would be okay with this being the end if it meant more of the tranquility I felt. I was, like a coward, considering giving up the fight. Please do forgive me if I forever considering such a thing. Hayden seemed to be in high spirits that day. A gift had apparently arrived from his son, who lived far away. In it was a tea set, some leaves, and a small jar of sugar.
You remember when that was brought up in the?
No,
I think
not off the top of my head, anyway.
I recall Mel said that there were rumors about his father poisoning and killing grandfather.
Yeah, I was gonna say this feels like it's. I was just gonna say it's like you're gonna
This,
so you can get the house, and he did just wish that they could live here.
Yeah.
But how can I be of service, Master?
Brew me up a pot of this, will you? Be careful not to steep it for too long. You want to get it just right for the best flavor.
As you wish, Master. You seem quite pleased.
Why would I be? A boy who shunned his old man for years sends him a paltry gift on a whim. I'm just entertaining his fancy.
Your tea is ready, Master.
Ah, what a wonderful smell. Tea and roses are life's best dams. Now, let's see what that boy chose for me. If it's no good, I'll be sure to write him an angry letter.
He looks so happy. He must really love his family.
A little bitter.
That's the cyanide. Shall I brew another pot?
No, it's not your fault. Must be something in the leaves.
Would you like me to add some sugar then? There's a small jar of it with the tea set.
Now that's some bloody fine sugar he's procured. White as snow, and sparkles in the light, like cocaine. Oh.
Or arsenic. He chose it just for you, Master.
Bloody hell, what demon possessed him? All right, give me 2 spoons then.
Yes, Master. Here you are.
Splendid. This is some
Splendid.
This is some exquisite tea. The sugar balances the bitterness of the leaves perfectly. I guess that boy does have.
Master? Might have been straight. Master! Master! The doctor! I need to find the doctor! Water! Water! I'll get you some water right away! So please hang in there. Water! Get this man some Pepto-Bismol. Thanks to the quick treatment provided by his personal physician, Hayden survived. That was the other thing. I was like, so that wasn't a true story? So I'm like trying to figure out. We've like seen elements of the other ones come back without being dead on accurate. So I'm trying to figure out like, yeah, exactly how much of this is going to be like what we heard of the original Rhodes Tale and how much of it's like slightly wrong or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, but he didn't make it out with much more than his life. He was permanently bedridden by the affair. Evidently, the sugar I'd put in the tea had contained poison, which had done irreparable damage to his nerves and muscles. I am confident, strychnine. Most of his body was completely immobile except for his left arm. It's either cyanide or strychnine in these era things. And he had like convulsions and fits and stuff. He put it in the sugar. Okay, so can I bring you something? Some water?
I've had more. Beautiful. You don't need to wait on me hand and foot.
I mean, I literally do.
That face says you need to distract yourself. Working.
Remember
what I told you? Noble family servant must always act with elegance and grace. Must always maintain your composure.
But how can you expect me to remain composed? If I'd only examined the sugar more thoroughly.
Yeah, you would have noticed.
Right.
You never would have noticed, young lady. I examined the sugar and didn't see a bloody thing wrong with it. Damn crafty.
Why would he do this?
Inheritance.
Right, that's, the easy answer.
Something must have come up and he money quick.
That's no reason to poison your own father.
Nothing but an obstacle. Vision. Like that one.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Maybe he just hated me.
I kind of like the secondary, or maybe he just didn't like me. Like very nice, deep, prescient, followed by, or I could have just sucked a little. That's also possible. I don't know. How could anyone possibly hate you?
Perhaps I could be you know. But when you live as long as I have, you're bound to make an enemy or two. Mine just happened to be son. I was planning to give him everything anyway. He didn't have to. It's all been his.
Master.
Accomplish anything. I guess it doesn't much matter. Hey, ask you something.
What can I do for you?
I don't want it to get out that Hayden. So could you tell people that I passed away peacefully, beautiful nurse, sending every need.
You're not dead yet. Please, don't talk like that. You're scaring me.
Oh, stammering.
But...
Not saying it'll happen to me. But I am an old man, and one day, you'll wake up, be gone. Out my own pride. Last thing I want to do is go out with a black spot on my... Tell me you'll do this.
He's never said my name before. As you wish.
Thank you. Sometimes you meaner than all kinds of it. Every so often. Tail, hands is ice. At one point I thought you death him. But I was wrong about that.
Okay.
I have too big a heart to care too much. Carrying a very...
What am I supposed to do? I don't want to lose you, Lord Hayden. I don't want to lose this life.
Have someone, don't you? Someone you're dying to meet again?
Yes, but I don't know anymore. I don't know how long I'm supposed to keep waiting. If something doesn't happen soon, I don't think I can hold myself together much longer. I was so close to breaking down, and it was you kept me on my feet.
I'm sure you tried to remain strong plenty of times, so give you some different trick when you think you're losing hold of yourself. Build a cocoon.
Oh. Cocoon?
Sturdy shell. Keep your weak inner self safe. The world has no interest in protecting you, only swallowing. You mustn't readily expose your true self. Build a cocoon. You play the role you need to play. That way, real you will remain unharmed. Not pleasant. Like that. Better than letting the world crush you. Word of warning. Been too long in the cocoon. Still you, I will be forever. Followed up by your own protective shell. To find whatever it is. Or it's now. All this talking's
As you wish. Good night, Master. See you in the morning.
he did not.
The next day, Hayden was dead.
Oh shit!
What? How?
Impressive.
The logistics. No, like you go unconscious.
I know.
And then
That's what I'm
what?
saying. I don't
That's
know.
like the conviction. My God. Huh. I should have been more attentive. I should have recognized how much pain he was in, how much it crushed him to have been betrayed by his own family. I should have realized how he truly felt, how fragile he really was. I fell into a hopeless gloom. I could hardly believe that the quiet life I had finally attained had been shattered in the blink of an eye. Hayden's other servants quickly went their own ways, and I vividly remember the dirty looks they all gave me. Everyone who knew how he had died assumed I had done it. I had no reason to kill him, though. But they had more than enough to believe so, for I had, indeed, been the last person to see him alive, and I had held firmly to the story he asked me to tell. While I was unable to convince the other servants, his family was far more accepting of the story, that he had departed for the next world happily, though that did not make the truth any less heartbreaking, especially since I was the only one who knew it. Why does this always have to happen? I was happy, but I can never seem to keep hold of it for more than a flash. Despair always comes marching in to rip it away. What am I doing here? What kind of person were you, Michelle? What kind of person was I?
Oh my dear, you look positively miserable. Why should you despair after some strange old geezer?
Was Hayden one of those whom you wish to be reconstructed?
I have no interest in that wrinkled bag of bones. And if he was one, do you really think I would have let him go so peacefully?
Peaceful? You call that peaceful? You call his misery peaceful?
I most certainly do. And since you do not seem to understand this, the pain of death lasts but an instant. The worst torture can only be inflicted upon the living. Seeing two loved ones against
Easy listening.
manipulating one into taking the other's life and then forcing him to live with that. The stage hasn't even been set yet, my dear.
And you would have me play a part in that?
Indeed. You agreed to accompany me. You are here to be my guide. And you're doing a wonderful job of it so far.
I haven't done anything.
Oh, you killed that old man, did you not? Thanks to you, my wish is one step closer to fruition.
Well, what? What do you mean I killed Hayden?
You mean to claim you didn't? Tell me, who was it that put the poison sugar in his tea?
No, that doesn't count. I didn't mean to.
Your intentions are irrelevant. Everything moves along the path forged by my will.
So it's your fault.
And you shall continue to follow its will.
You know what? I'm done feeling like this. I don't want anyone else to go through what Hayden did.
And what are you going to do about it?
I'm done listening to you. Without me, you'll have no influence over this world.
Oh.
So I'll die. I'll take my own life right here and now. I grabbed it. Whoa. Damn. Just went ham on it, huh? I grabbed a nearby knife and held the tip against my breast. My hands were shaking, my heart pounding. My whole body was racked with terror, but I could have sworn I heard Morgana gasp. This was her one weakness, I thought.
What are you thinking? Don't do this, Giselle. Don't be foolish. Put the knife down right now.
I'm done. Trusting anything you say.
Giselle, put the knife down!
I've missed you so very much, Michelle. I've wanted nothing more than to see you again. But if my being Morgana's guide is going to cause other people suffering, then I can't. It's all over, Morgana. Huh? There's no blood. Not even pain. Why?
Absolutely brilliant. I told you not to be foolish. You just wouldn't listen to me. Just...
I really am. I couldn't even die if I wanted to. Learning that absolutely crushed me. My backup plan, the one escape route I had thought available to me, had been ripped away. My spirit crumbled, and I felt myself sinking into vast darkness. I began losing my grip on myself, which is when I recalled Hayden's advice. Build a cocoon. It was the only option I had left. My final chance at protecting myself, although ultimately I was unsuccessful in that endeavor, as you know. But by that point, my mind and spirit had all but been lost, eroded away by years of solitude, the witch's whispers, the brief glimmer of happiness, and the eternal, boundless darkness it had left me in. It was in that moment that all the light drained from my eyes. And it was in that moment that the maid was born.
Oh, dearest Mel, come over here. So many beautiful flowers.
There's no need to run. You're gonna fall, and you can't say I didn't warn you.
Hello, I've never seen you before. You the new maid?
Good afternoon, Lady Nellie. That is correct. It's an honor to serve you.
Did you do all this?
I didn't not. The garden was your grandfather, Lord Hayden's work.
Wow, grandfather a wizard?
Perhaps he was. I'm sure he would be delighted to know you like it.
Grandfather like flowers?
Yes, he loved them quite dearly.
Wow, I love flowers too. Never seen a garden with so many pretty flowers. Did you know this kind of flower is called a rose? Just like our name.
Why, yes, they do sound alike. And like the flowers, you are also a very sweet little girl.
Hey, what's your favorite color, Rose?
I like all colors.
But you don't like any the most? Too bad. My favorite is pink. Pink roses are so pretty.
Indeed, they are.
Ah, oh,
Ah, jeez. There you are, Nellie. Oh, my apologies. Please, don't mind my sister.
Oh, not at all. We were having the most wonderful time.
That's good. I imagine we'll be seeing each other around, so it's a pleasure to.
dear smell, dear smell. Let's see what the inside's like. Mother says I have my very own room.
Slow down, Nellie. I beg your pardon.
The inseparable siblings ran off toward the mansion, hand in hand. It was a heartwarming sight. But the next moment, when they stepped inside, I saw something else. The darkness enveloping the mansion seemed to flare up, the open door a gaping maw into its hungry bowels. The whole house looked as though it was cackling. It was, I presume, the witch Morgana's madness taking form, a manifestation of how she felt now that her centuries in the making wish was bearing fruit. Those two children were the ones Morgana had been waiting for. Had I still, had I still had any willpower to fight left in me, I would have taken them by the hand and sent them somewhere far away. I would have done something before the house swallowed them up. But instead, I just gently lowered my eyes. Misfortune would surely sink its teeth into those two children before long. Pain and misery would befall them. I knew no good laid ahead for them, but my heart had all but frozen solid. I had my hands full taking care of myself. So I let Hayden's beloved grandchildren fall into the witch's hands. I was, for all intents and purposes, Morgana's marionette.
Ah, at long last, it has arrived. The time I've been waiting for so long, has arrived. Darling, devoted Giselle, I know not how to describe for you the fiery excitement burning within me. Oh, I know. I can tell you my story. Tell you exactly what that mild-mannered little boy once did. You'll be open to listening now, won't you, my dear? And surely you'll understand that what I am doing is nothing wrong. Because you're my ally, my trusty servant. You and I, we live in the same. We're as close as family, are we not?
As you say.
So let us curse them, all of them. Let us inflict a pain worse than physical torture. Let us put their souls on the rack for all. Curse them, make them suffer. Curse them. Now, carefully. This is a tale of wicked men.
The witch spat her curses for some time. The bile overflowing from her words, the pure, unadulterated hatred brimming within, consumed me more than the horrifying things they described. She was brutally honest, each word carefully a carefully sharpened blade of animosity. How much bitterness did you have to carry inside you to become like her? How long did you have to feel nothing but hatred to become like her? I felt like if I let my guard down, I would have been consumed by her enmity. It would have become mine, and I would grow to despise them myself. All the while, I kept my mind on one single thing. That is, what was left of my mind, locked away inside a shell of my own creation. It was that solitary truth that allowed me to hold on to my human emotions, to continue believing. I'm always waiting. My love will never fade. When I was still my old self, I called them master and would do anything for them. Michelle, that was their name. They were beautiful. They had pearly white hair and ruby eyes. They are going to come for me. All I can remember about you is your name, your glassy white skin, your fiery red eyes, your snow colored hair. Nothing else. And that's why, when I saw her that night, dripping from the storm raging outside, I thought, you're finally here. Because I didn't remember enough to know any better. You already know who I speak of, don't you? The person who called upon Rose Manor that faded stormy night. The girl with the almost translucently pale skin, chillingly white hair, and eyes like jewels. What a beautiful girl. Her hair, her eyes,
Who's your Eric? Eric? Technical difficulties here, fellas. 1 second.
hello?
Hello.
Okay. You can hear me?
Hear you? You can stream?
Nice. Yep.
All right, cool. Ooh.
Sorry about that. My computer locked up here. I think, I don't know what exactly set it off, but it was not happy. Where did you lose me? Did I get through this line?
You can say it.
Okay. I was gonna say, what is? I don't know. Anyway, it all matches the person in my memories. She must be the one I've been waiting for. If she is something the matter? It's only your imagination, I'm sure. If not your imagination, then perhaps some unseen force was watching you. Are you familiar with how people refer to this mansion? Yes, indeed. It is called Rose Manor because you can smell the sweet fragrance of the rose garden even at a great distance. But that's not what I meant. It is said that a witch resides within this house.
I'm not.
You probably wouldn't have. It was a very, very long time ago. Nothing you need concern yourself with.
Have.
I consider that a compliment. A peculiar presence, she says. Does she sense something in me as I do her? This has to be her then. Her name. I need to ask her name. It's getting late. You should get some rest. A room has already been set aside for you. But first, may I ask you one thing?
Yes?
I do not believe you have given me your name yet. It's gonna be Michelle.
Name is... Michelle.
Right. Boom. I knew it. You are the one. You're the one I've been waiting for. I'm gonna go. I've endured so much in the anticipation of this moment. So that I could reunite with you. You came to this place to see me again, did you not? Held tight to those wonderful memories until you could make it back to me? I never gave up hope. I always believed, and I hope you'll praise me for that. And I ask you to please say my name. To please make me...
I don't know about you. I'm sorry. Never met before, no.
you jest. You are Michelle, are you not?
But he would...
That cannot be. The white hair, the white skin, those red eyes. And that name, the name of an archangel. Everything about you is the same. How can you say you're not my Michelle? Please, Michelle, remember for me.
Stay away from me!
Freak?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude.
You would reject me?
I'm so sorry. Honestly, don't know you.
You're kind of freaking me out. Do you care nothing anymore for the time we spent together?
We have not spent any time together.
You would deny everything?
We...
I see. I see. So you feel nothing for me anymore. You do not need to say anything. I understand. You're feeling a great deal of disgust toward me.
Well,
Or perhaps it is fear. Yes, you were always so kind. You would not easily allow yourself to succumb to hatred.
Lady, I don't know you.
Yeah, like, this is a Wendy's. I understand. Please forget everything I've said.
Who are you?
I am but a simple maid, nothing more. Lady, the fuck is going on? Laughable, isn't it? I no longer recognize Michelle as anything more than a concept. Man or woman, elderly or infant, as long as they had white hair, red eyes, and the right name, they were you. I needed anything I could get. I was so desperate the thought never even crossed my mind that she was not you. What do you think, seeing me like this? That I'm helpless and hopeless? Listen to me, this Morgana. Michelle is back. She's finally come for me. But she does not remember anything, it seems. Not me, not our pasts, nothing. She saw me and was afraid, in fact. Are you listening, Morgana?
Ah, darling, devoted Giselle. You poor pitiful. That must have been quite harrowing. But don't worry, you still have me. Besides, this might not be your only chance. As long as you continue on, Michelle would appear before you again.
Do you think she will remember me next time?
I can't say. That's up to Michelle. You do have another option. Forget Michelle yourself and seek out a new master. Someone who can be yours. Someone dedicated and faithful who needs you. Someone worthy.
Someone who needs me?
That's right. Michelle didn't need you, after all. It's all right. Don't worry. You have plenty of time.
think this is get out the same way.
Yeah, it seems to suggest anyway that there's a huge difference. Or at least that it'll tell us when something's changing. Anyway.
Yeah. The Shakespearean play, Romeo and Juliet.
Right. Figure out her side of things. Or what happened, like... Yeah. Let's see. Hissing sounds. It's raining again today. I kind of wonder what happened to him after he fled from the mansion. Although, I suppose it doesn't much matter to me. The witch is surely watching him. Such a dreadful storm. Sounds like someone crying. I was, at that point, completely out of my mind. Broken. My smiles, frowns, and gasps had all been replaced with imitations. Shortly after, the flaxen-haired boy moved out of the house and went on to become a priest. The girl fell ill a few years later, her disease eventually taking her life. But the boy never once returned home. The Rhodes family crumbled. I couldn't bring myself to grieve for them, or reflect on Hayden's sorrowful end. I simply waited for time to begin moving once more. Little remains to be said about my broken self, but as I stated before we began, this is the maid's tale. So, I would like to take this opportunity to elaborate on events I was unable to show you before. That is, if you can bear listening to such a dismal, miserable story. I already told you of my meeting with the beast, so I will begin the second tale from here. After Besius slaughtered the merchant who showed up at the mansion, his mad laughter echoing through the halls.
Hey, did you hear that? Did you hear his screams? He said I was a monster.
Mutilated body lay sprawled across the living room floor. As you can imagine, this was my first time ever seeing such a body, a bloody, mangled corpse. I could not look directly at it, so I averted my eyes.
Hey, you saw it. I just proved that beasts are stronger than humans.
Indeed you did.
I know. I've got a great idea. You asked if I wanted to become the master, and I said I did. Which means you work for me, isn't that right? So, you'll do whatever I tell you to do, won't you?
What do you have me do?
Chop up his arms and legs and make a stew out of them.
Oh joy.
And don't you hesitate, or you'll end up like him.
Yes, master. He's trying to assert his total dominance over me. It's not proper behavior for the master, although I am the one who offered him the role.
Do it.
He is an utterly mad beast. But am I really all that different? There's blood all over my hands. It sounds like someone's laughing. Is it him? Or is it her? No matter what happens, it won't affect me. The cocoon is not the real me. I was looking down at what could only be described as a pile of human debris. I had done this. But that fact did not register with me. I felt nothing at all. No regret, not anger, not sorrow or despair.
Put it on the fire. He said he traded in spices. That should give him a very unique flavor.
How am I supposed to work with this? I was quite simply puzzled. No one had ever made such a request of me in my hundreds of years at the mansion. That's all I was, puzzled. But he interpreted it as hesitation or fear. So he grabbed me by the shoulder, knocked me to the floor, and skewered me with that curious blade of his. For the first few moments, he wore that deranged grin of his, but as the seconds passed, it slowly transformed into shock. Not a drop of blood spilled from my breast. And in the instant he realized it, I saw revulsion in his eyes. Him, of all people. A man who'd cackled as he slaughtered others was disgusted by a mere maid. It was absurd. So much so, I almost wanted to cry.
You.
Is that all, Master? Are you not going to dismember me? You could try stabbing my face, or my neck, or my stomach, or any other part of me. Maybe then I might die. Oh, now, don't look at me like I'm some exotic creature.
Stop that. Quit laughing.
Why should I? What are you gonna do about it? My only distinctive feature is my smile. I have nothing else. My hands are covered in blood, but I can still smile. It's ridiculous.
I get it now. You're the witch, aren't you? Ah, the only monsters ever had a place here. Every so often I hear a woman's voice in my head. That's you, isn't it? You're the witch.
Monster, witch, maid. What am I? Who is Giselle? Michelle said she was spirited, true to herself, that she often laughed and cried and shouted. Esther wept.
Hmm.
But I don't know anyone like that. I'm just a maid. Nothing more than a servant. The woman's voice he had said he heard was probably the real witch's, but I had no interest in that. I almost would have preferred not having to think about anything at all. Nothing would cause me to waver if my head was empty. A world without joy or sorrow sounds quite wonderful. But nothing ever went the way I planned. For the white-haired girl whom I thought I would never see again appeared before me once more. I was quite nearly in a panic. Beneath my perfectly practiced smile was a veritable storm of emotions. Faint hope flared up within my shell. Perhaps this time, Michelle would remember me. But that hope was, unsurprisingly, in vain.
On there.
Yes, I came by to ask if there was anything you needed. I cannot offer you anything extravagant, not like before, but I am here to provide you with anything in my capacity.
Being allowed to stay.
Yes, indeed, I do. I have been here for a very, very long time.
might think question.
Yes, we have met. It was quite some time ago, though.
And
It was an unimaginably long time ago. Do you remember a boy and a girl with flaxen hair?
guys,
Do you not remember me either? I was afraid of this. She doesn't remember anything this time either. But I will not be so pushy this time. I could not bear to be so blatantly rejected again. I see. You should probably not push yourself to remember then. There were joyous times and there were less than joyous times. But but would you be so kind as to answer one question? What might your name be?
name is
White hair, red eyes, and the name Michelle. Why must you continue to bring me pain? Why can you not set me free as you were supposed to? I see. So you are Michelle again. You should get some rest. I will make tea for you in the morning. Also, go on, close your eyes. The white-haired girl lay so quietly in her bed I could not tell whether she was asleep or awake. Even the sound of her breathing was too faint to hear. Standing over her, looking down at her, the locked-away despair within the walls of the wails of lamentation I thought myself no longer capable of came bubbling back to the surface. But can you honestly blame me? I had been waiting for Michelle for so long. She was the one thing holding me up. She was the only thing keeping my broken self from falling apart completely. Yet she claimed not to remember me. Did you pity her, having to go through tragedy after tragedy? But every time she showed up, she said she did not know me, bringing me more and more grief. I'd been waiting for hundreds of years, waiting for her for so long, my mind slipping away with every passing day, waiting and waiting and wait. My apologies. I have to be careful or I'll slip back into what I was then. If you weren't here holding my hand now, Tell me, you are Michelle, aren't you? That's a relief to hear. Yes, thank you. I'm alright. Do you think I'm as muddled as I feel? Let us return to the tale then. You don't know what it feels like. You don't know how much it hurts for someone you waited so long for to say they don't know you. You have no idea how much it crushes me. Rather than feel like this anymore, maybe I should just end it all with my own hands. I reached my hands toward her slender neck. I was not an especially strong woman, but I thought even I would be able to suffocate her with relative ease. She was blind at that, so she wouldn't be able to run. Christ. However, that was the one thing I could not bring myself to do. I can't. I can't do it. Gah. I ran and I ran and I ran, though I knew I had nowhere to run, plunging myself into the mansion's darkness.
wasn't available during the rest of that. Kept calling out to her.
Yeah. I did not want to be there any longer. That's interesting. I did not want to have anything to do with her. But being an inhuman inhabitant of this house, I could not close my eyes or plug my ears to what happened within its walls, as much as I may have wanted to. It didn't matter where I was. I had no say in the matter. I was forced to observe the events until their tragic conclusions. Twisted, bloody madness. their wretched wails creating a whirlwind of misery. When it was all over, Morgana cackled like a little girl.
Go on, you have a laugh too, my dear. There's nothing in the world better than this. He was a beast through and through. And what a fool he was to think he could become. I love it. He destroyed everything he had with his own hands, and then couldn't even manage to mourn for it. Fight the unfortunate fate. Go on, laugh with me. Laugh with me, my darling, devoted.
Michelle is dead too, though.
You're worried about that tiny little detail? She'll show up again. You don't need to worry about a thing. You don't need to feel bad about any of this carnage. Rest easy, my darling, devoted Giselle.
If you say so, then I shall not be concerned.
Yes, that's good. Laugh. Laugh, my dear. Oh, man. I'll leave it up.
Yeah, this is the last one, right?
Yeah, do you want to go through it?
I mean, how much? So is this like the end of the whole game?
No, this is the end of
Or is
chapter
this-
6.
If there's more after this, then let's just go ahead and use this as a pause point, right? I mean, you know, if we're gonna have another stream's worth in us anyway, we may as well.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, but I don't know. It's a decent little interlude, but I don't know. These weren't too long in between each of the memories either.
Okay, I'll leave it up to you. I gotta be up all night anyway. So
Yeah. I'll probably say let's pause here. We can get back at it next week. Good stuff.
yeah. So I guess what are your thoughts on how this story has evolved at this point?
It was an unexpected turn, that's for sure. I feel like we haven't seen quite as much change to the story on the back end here as I was expecting to see. Sort of this like the true story. It's not as different from what we were told the first time around. It's sort of just like, oh, the context is ever so slightly off.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. That's not a complaint. That's just like a thing that I was surprised by. I think otherwise, though, it doesn't feel like we learned anything we didn't basically know going into this session.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, like, I mean, for the most part, it's just kind of like appreciating the impact of, like, oh, she's
Right.
like, yeah, and then like, yeah, I guess mistaking the white-haired girl for like the Michelle
Yeah,
situation. But that I think is that's like an interesting wrinkle. But so far, otherwise, I don't know where it heads in the long run. Still, it still feels like we've got a lot of complications left to iron out.
We
But
do.
I don't know what's.
Let me ask you,
left, I suppose.
what are your thoughts?
The witch Morgana.
I don't know for sure, but it definitely feels like some like, you know, monkey's paw soul stealing thing. It also kind of feels like you know, the Grimm brothers version of the Blue Fairy or some shit. Like
Right.
I don't, you know, it's like would otherwise be like love, you know, is the most powerful magic in all the universe. And she's really, I mean, you know, minus all the evil cackling and stuff, she's got a lot of fairy godmother energy going on here. But yeah, obviously not so much. It's just funny considering the like, you know, like the fairy godmother is a hair's breadth away from being this witch.
Right. I will tell you when I finished this game in its entirety, the first time around. Did you ever see the Haunting of Bly Manor, the Mike Flanagan flick on Netflix?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I feel like I've scrolled past the title card before, but I don't think I've ever actually watched it.
There's a lot of thematic similarities that I won't go into since you haven't seen it now.
Right.
But I will before we get out of here. I'm gonna throw something wild out there too, without giving any detail to you. But what if I were to tell you that by the end of this story, you will feel sorry for Morgana?
Boy, that'll be fun. I like that. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Everybody else who's been a witch so far has been wrongfully put in that position, and like everybody else is a victim of circumstance who seems like who seems like the bad guy for the most part. The beast kind of sucks. There are bad people, but when our protagonists have been propped up as the bad people, it's because they're generally redeemable on some level, one way or another. So that doesn't utterly shock me to hear it. I would never have guessed that, though. That's cool, though. I'm excited to hear how they wheel us back around to that.
Wonderful.
That'll be cool.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll look forward to it. But we're gonna go ahead and end it here. I will be unavailable on Monday, so
Gotcha.
got it alone. But the rest of the week, for the ending of chapter 6, and then only 2 more chapters to go. And man, I'm telling you, you just cannot see where this is going.
Oh yeah, I believe it. Yeah, it's been weird stuff. Every time there's a revelation, it's like, oh, not what I expected. Yeah. I don't know.
But
very cool.
Yeah, that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it for us tonight. If you want to get notified when we go live again, Monday, stream every Monday to Thursday. Channel or Discord. Hello, come hang out with us. Also a link to Patreon. Our way. We're like the maid in the clone, wanting someone to talk, and that could be you.
That's right.
Could be, or not. Whatever. But we'll see you back here on Monday night. Bye.
Oh boy.